have the stream marker. Hello, we have a article review here for Morcaenan Noblewear by Barbarossa Sparklebeard. This is a part of the World Anvil Clothing Article Challenge that's being held this month. So let's take a look at it and get a... Wow, that's like real clothing. That is cool. And so we have this image here from Heroes Forge. Nice cosplay here. Fox Stole. That's impressive. Okay. All right, we have that good stuff here. So we have construction, material, and components. Okay, cultural affiliation. Okay. Masculine, feminine. Okay. Dueling garb. All right, significance. Okay, so those are some good components to have in there. Okay, so we don't have the colors yet. We don't have material and components yet. That's fine. The torque. All right. So let's get into this. We'll zoom in a little bit for the reading. Now, we do have a slight change in how we do article reviews. We go for 2 sprints. But if we end early, we end early. But if we run out of time, we end on time so that we can keep the sprint cycle going. So to be fair with everyone. So we'll go, all right, let's go ahead. All right, that sprint's going. Let's zoom in a little bit. The nobility of Morcaenan, unlike other countries of Benalt, are not privy to the niceties and luxuries of Serenian silver and glittering gold. And why would they? And why would they be? And why would they be? They are men and women of honor and valor in a place where a sword means more than a ring. Okay. That is a really good introduction there. The bee there, I'm not not sure about, but why would they be? Okay. Honor and valor, a sword means more than a ring. I really like that in the introduction. It gets us set up for this. Okay, the nobility of Morcaenan, oh, thank you for the tooltip, are the chief ruling class of the kingdom of Morcaenan. Unlike the rest of Benalt, the nobility of Morcaenan rely on practical and functional clothing. Their outfits are made of many layers and utilize fur and leather adornments with relatively rare use of jewelry. With the relatively, I'd probably put, let's see. Oh no, my pen is set to the wrong thing. Okay, with with the relatively rare use of jewelry. Because of Morcaenan's unique meritocratic, warrior culture, duels have become a cultural norm among the nobility, which only enforces the practical focus on clothing further. Okay, I really like how you're giving a lot of culture behind it, and culture makes the clothes. Okay, again, this is some wonderful art here. I wonder what kind of fabric that is. I can't tell by looking at it. Okay, good attribution to the person. Okay, masculine style. Clothes often seen and used by the male nobility of Morcaenan is made of thick wools, leathers, and furs with decorations such as cultural patterns embroidered into the designs. Okay, I would, okay, I would probably split this sentence up. Just, add a period there, um, and then rework that sentence to make it a separate thing there. Okay, because I like shorter sentences. They're easier to read, and they can convey the information much more quickly as opposed to, it's a long sentence and makes people gives people challenges. Okay, there is relatively little use of jewelry outside of circlets, torques, rings, and bangles, as they prize skill and merit over luxuries. Okay, a torque is a rigid or stiff neck ring made of metal that is either a piece of stranded or and forged together. The majority of them open in the front, although some possess hooks and ring closures. Okay, I think you had a picture of a torque later. And yeah, torque and torque. Yeah, there's two versions of the word torque. But thank you. This is a good tool tip. This is in contrast to the Cyrenian, a large expanse of empire north. Okay, and past Storm's Crossing. Okay, empire, which decorates its nobility with metal masks, eccentric headpieces, and gold woven into their clothing. Coronet style crowns are reserved only for the high royal family of Morcaenan, as it is a status symbol of the family's power. Masculine noblewear in Morcaenan is a tri-layered outfit. Okay, so these two paragraphs here have nothing to do with the masculine style of it. It's very good information. I wouldn't change it, but I would probably just put that up here before and move the masculine style header down here, because these first two paragraphs are a great introduction. It provides really good information and background of the culture, but it really has nothing to do with the masculine style. So I just move that header down two paragraphs. That's my thought on that. Okay, now let's get into the masculine noblewear. In Morcaenan is a tri-layered outfit starting with a white linen or silk undertunic that is worn under a gambeson. Okay, now I know what a gambeson is. You may want to put a tooltip there. The gambeson can vary in color depending on the personal choice of the noble. Very rarely, very rarely, nobles will decorate the gambeson with their familial colors due to the fact that these are saved for armor or coats of arms. Over the gambeson is a thick wool tunic which bears a green, blue, yellow, or black color. This tunic, despite being woolen, is purely decorative with design patterns and stylish flourishes embroidered into the fabric to adorn it. Okay, so I do like this. Now, this sounds very heavy. This sounds very hot. Okay. Gambeson is, could be rather thick fabric as it has so many layers on it. And the picture that you have here from this woman, this seems to be a very fall or very cool temperatures. They live in a rainy, cold country. Okay, that's good. But it's interesting that the people north of them have more frilly stuff. So that's what I'm wondering about is it even colder there? Or are we talking north and south, meaning um, they're closer to a pole, like um, you know, this farther south you go in Australia, the colder it is, type thing, or Africa. I don't know if it ever gets cold in Australia. Um, like the farther south in Chile you go, the colder it gets because the colder you closer you get to the South Pole. So I don't know which hemisphere you're on, whether a northern or a southern hemisphere. But yeah, okay, okay. All right. So yeah, so the and also question, is this a daily? Is your do they have two styles of gambeson? Do they have battle gambeson or do and then they have daily wear gambeson? So that could be also because did you talk about the thick wool tunic is purely decorative with design patterns and style flourishes, okay, but it still can provide warmth. So um, you could talk about what they wear in the house versus outside the house, stuff like that. For leggings, the nobility wear linen under trousers with wool over trousers. They also wear knee-high leather boots accentuated with fur cuffs. These boots also utilize a system of leather laces to tighten them. Ah, very good. Okay. As for cloaks, they are made of bear or wolf hide with extra fur padding placed around the neck or ruff, held with gold or cerulean silver chains. This is mainly to help accentuate the torque, which is a common noble neck piece. Okay. Now, the Cernian silver chain, is there a reason why you have this adjective explaining the silver as opposed to the gold? Because gold, I don't know if you need the word Cernian, however you pronounce it. If you need that as an adjective, special, being more specific with the silver here. But if it's a very specific thing, then yeah. Okay, now let's go look down at this picture you have here. Okay, so you have the high boots. This is good. You have the that. Okay, cool. Oh, you do have dueling garb here, so that could okay, that could be more. Okay, clothing often seen and used by the female nobility of Morcaenan are not as thick as the male equivalent, instead using shift and chemise with cultural and clan markings embroidered in alongside leather and fur accoutrements. Like their male counterpart, jewelry is a relatively rare thing with exception to circlets, torques, bangles, and rings. Okay, you did provide the torque earlier. Did you provide bangles? I'm not sure what a bangle is. Nope. Okay, you didn't put a tooltip on bangles, but I just don't know what a bangle is. I'm guessing it's a pretty dangly thing on the clothing. Okay, no, that's we're Okay. Okay. Feminine noblewear in Morcaenan is a many layered outfit, starting with a white shift undertunic with a low cut neck piece, which fits underneath a chemise undershirt of similar style. The undershirt can be in a variety of colors, ranging from green to yellow to red, and are purposefully colored brightly. The overgown is worn over these, a thick, almost gambeson like dress with a box style neckpiece with leather laces in the back. In addition, these dresses have long skirts which cover the legs down to the ankle and can be used to gird one's loins. Used to gird one's loins. The quick and easy process of wrapping the dress around your legs and tying when preparing for a fight or battle. Okay. Now you may want to emphasize that it's the upper part of the leg because because you have to pull the dress up, grab it under, and tuck it in to gird your loins. And so you may want to emphasize that this does leave their legs free for more movement, as the dress is now on the upper part of the leg as opposed to around the leg. Because you use around the leg. So you may want to say around upper thighs for preparing for a fight or battle. So I'm very familiar with the term gird your loins, but that would mean that the dress would need to be of a thinner material so that I don't know if you can gird gambeson. I think that would be very difficult. Because you're saying the overgown is worn, is almost a thick, almost gambeson-like dress. That would be very challenging to gird gambeson. Okay. Sorry if that's. Hey, it's my hot take, so hopefully it's helpful. All right, we'll start the next sprint for those who are sprinting, and James provided us a link for a bangle. Oh. Okay, it's a bracelet. But I guess it's lots of bracelets. Okay, well, that's cool. Finally, a thick jacket or bodice is worn over the overgown to tighten the form or give an additional flair. All right. Yes, I would recommend that. For leggings, the nobility wear linen undertrousers with wool over trousers. They also wear ankle-high leather shoes accentuated with fur cuffs. These shoes also utilize a system of leather laces to tighten them. And you could also say they offer protection when they have gird their dresses, because now their lower leg is exposed. And so you could say that these are extra durable leather to provide protection while their loins have been girded. Under trousers, wool over trousers. Yeah, and if it's if it's cold and rainy, I like the emphasis of wool because wool is a better fabric for getting wet, but yet still maintaining the warmth. It can still handle it while it's wet, as opposed to cotton and flax. I don't think flax does very good when it gets wet. As for cloaks, the feminine nobility prefer to use doe skin cloaks in contrast to the males using bear or wolf skin. Mhm. They do not utilize much fur with the exception of a ruff around the neck, as many women prefer to decorate their cloaks with symbols or emblems. Torques are then used to accentuate the neck with bangles worn around the wrist or upper arm and ring. And ring. Like, and rings on their fingers. Circlets are worn as a status symbol amongst all lower nobility, with a golden circlet being reserved for the high royal family of Morcaenan. Those Morcaenan people have no mentality for civility. Honestly, they would rather cross swords than words, spilling blood at such noble festivities instead of wine. It's a wonder they even know how to eat with silverware instead of stabbing each other in the throats. That's a fun counterpoint there. Now, this thing here, you talk about the circlets, this last paragraph. Is this only for the female person? Or is this also for both female and male? Because this seems kind of generic and could, be brought up here along with these two paragraphs before the masculine style, because they do appear to talk about status. Because fashion, there's fashion for men, fashion for women, there's the fashion for dueling that you have here, but then you can say the fashion for social status. That could be a new section that you have here. And circlets would definitely be a part of that, where that you would have, okay, so the king and queen wear gold, the dukes and duchesses wear silver, lords and ladies wear leather or a copper or something like that. Fashion has a lot of strange words. In Polish, there's a word which once meant rope-like piece hanging from a belt, and today the word is something else. Yep, I should have read that before I read it. Yeah, anything can be. Yeah. Okay, dueling garb. One of the many facets of noble life is the duel. As Morcaenan is a feudal meritocracy, it is not uncommon for nobles to partake in such things as at lively social events. Because of this, Morcaenan male nobility often carry long swords on their hips, while women wear short swords or daggers under their dresses. Once a duel is called, the two will move to an open space, such as a courtyard or foyer, and draw their weapons. Unlike Cernian or Vivian duels, Morcaenan duels do not stop at first blood and often go to the death or surrender. In the case of a loss, the blade is forfeited to the victor and the victress as an act of humiliation to the losing family. Okay, wow. Okay, here's a question. Pockets. Do your women's dresses have pockets or slits to be able to quickly access the dagger or short sword? Because, pockets are a big thing, or the lack of pockets is a is something with female I don't know. So you may want to how do the women get their swords out, or short swords if it's stored underneath the dress. Okay. In the case of males, a second is chosen from their family to take over should the duel go to the death. The second will not participate in the duel and be asked to hold on the personal effects of the dueler as they will inherit them should their primer die. The dueler will remove his tunic, exposing the undergambeson in preparation to the duel, and both will clash swords until death or surrender. Yeah, the lack of pockets is a big thing. Yes, women need pockets. Why someone hasn't out there made $1 billion by putting better pockets in women's clothing, I don't know. Okay. In the case of females, only married women are allowed to duel publicly. In the event that two females shall call a duel, their significant other holds onto their personal effects for the duration of the duel. The women start by girding the loins of their dress before drawing their blade. If they do not have a blade, their significant other must offer theirs. Once preparations are complete, the two will begin to clash blades until death or surrender. That is hardcore. Okay, so what about unmarried women? That okay, are there secret duels? Is there an underground? Is there back alley duels for single women who want to do it? Do want to duel? Morcaenan culture is heavily based around the concept of meritocracy and warrior ethos. Due to this, much of the clothing styles among the nobilities maintain a slight fighter mentality. Their heavy use of layers is an aspect of cloth protection, as well as the use of concealable metal jewelry around their fingers, wrists, and upper arms and neck. These elements are not by coincidence, as they match with commonplaces of armor and protection used by knights and soldiers, as well as heavy leather cloaks. Nobility wear clothing that can easily defend them in a duel or fight at any time, should one randomly take place. This is not a country where I would like to live, but it sounds really cool. Okay, the torque. They are made for near permanent wear, but does that mean they can still take it off? I mean, is there a hinge in the back of a torque that allows them to take it off? Okay. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done article. Wait, gotta zoom out. Okay, there we go. Well done. I really like it. That ends the sprint. Yeah. Aside from this, I do have some structural changes as I recommended there. But as far as the text, as far as the content, I think this is very well done. Yeah. So thank you very much for sharing this great article.